Welcome to another episode of the Valorant Tips and Tricks Sent by You series, the series where I show Valorant tips and tricks that you guys send to me. Like always, I'll be giving away a battle pass to a random submission, and this week's winner is M2P. Congrats! If you got cool trickies, don't forget to submit them in the Lowlander Discord server and you might be the next winner. Now let's stop the talking and start this video with this gap in the wall on Pearl. In last episode I showed that you could throw abilities through this gap. A cool mechanic, but I thought pretty useless. But apparently it does have a use case. You could for example throw the Fate Octopus through it and then it will spot B-Link. You don't even really need to line up for this one and it for sure spots the enemies. Or with Raze you could stand against this box, aim at the top of the arch and throw your grenade. It will go nicely through the gap, land in front of the doors and maybe you can get some kills with it. As most of you guys know, you could use the Yoru teleport mid-air and you will still fall down a little bit. Well, here's an insane thing about this mechanic that in my opinion should get fixed. When you use the Yoru teleport mid-air and you fall on top of the spike, you still don't pick it up. You only pick it up when you first touch the ground and then use your teleport. Am I the only one who thinks this or should this get fixed? I mean, Omen can do this, it's way more OP. I bet a lot of people tilted over this during the games, just like 136, sorry man. Now let me ask you a question. When an enemy Phoenix is using his ultimate, what's the biggest counter of that? There's actually an easy way to kill Phoenix almost every time. The answer you will hear soon, but first I want to show you something that's in my opinion the best tool to help you improve in Valorant. I'm talking about the sponsor of this video, Valorant Tracker, and don't skip yet. I know I've been talking a lot about this app on this channel, and that's because honestly, without exaggerating, this is in my opinion the best app to help you improve in Valorant. On this app you can find tons of stats like your headshot percentages, weapon stats, map stats, and everything that happened during your games. I for example now see that my win rate on the attacker side on Lotus is very strong, but on the defender side it's very low. Only a 40% win rate, so this indicates that I really should be working on improving the defender side on Lotus. Luckily Valorant Tracker can help me. Just go to guides, click on your agent and voila. A lot of tips and tricks, lineups on Lotus for example. And then you also have the live match data. When you hop into a game you could see all the ranks and stats of your teammates and enemies, and during the games you have a nice overlay to see which rounds you performed good or bad. This is just the tip of the iceberg, there's way more that this app has to offer, so what I would say, try it out with the link in the description. It's completely free, so why not, you know? And now let's continue the video. What's the biggest counter of the Phoenix ultimate? Some might say when you hear Phoenix ultimate you just gotta go sneaky peeky towards the spawning point. This is a good counter but not the biggest counter. The biggest counter is a Brimstone ultimate. When you hear the Phoenix ulti, just use your Brimstone ulti on the spawn point and easy kill for you. A close second spot is the Omen ultimate. Same principle, when you hear the Phoenix ulti, use your Omen ulti on the spawning point and now you can even tilt the enemy by knifing him. It will look something like this. Well played, gaming deck.
Just kill his ult.
Now something that actually happened during my own game. If you ever see a Viper ultimate, don't stand on your sage wall in the ulti. You might think, oh, this is actually a pretty good spot, I can look over the ulti. But in fact, the enemy will be able to see your legs. I know, it might sound a bit obvious that you shouldn't be doing this, but this game is from Diamond Elo, and 3 enemies made the same mistake. What the heck, never stand on a wall in a Viper ultimate I guess. Now a very unique Brimstone trick that M2P sent it in the Discord server. Honestly, I've never seen a trick like this one and this is how it goes. First you need to copy this crosshair code. I've put it in the description if you want it. When you do this you have a normal crosshair but there are 2 lines on the left and the right of it. This is the idea. If you plant a spike anywhere, use your ultimate directly on the spike. After that aim at the top of your ultimate exactly in the middle and go down till the 2 lines are inside your ulti. When this is done, simply shoot your Molotov and it will land exactly on the spike. Every time from anywhere. Don't believe me? I also tried this trick on Ascent on a different planting spot and a different shooting spot and it worked exactly the same. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that there can't be objects between you and the spike. So don't shoot accidentally against a building or something. And last tippy, if you plan to use this trick, you could just switch between your crosshair profiles depending if your ultimate is ready or not. This way you don't have to play the full game with this strange crosshair. Boom, MrLowlander, that was a very mechanical trick. My brain hurts. No worries my friends, let's calm down a little with some nice trick shots. Since I'm doing the Race to Ascendant series at this moment, let me show you 3 race trick shots. First one, Chewix with a nice 360. Wow. Second one, Chansuka.
Oh my god.
And the third one, Bumpkin Boy with an attack helicopter. He sadly didn't have sound though. Which one was your favorite? Back to the tricks. You are using your Killjoy sentry gun wrong. When you are placing your sentry gun, you have to keep in mind that it watches 180 degrees. And this range is way bigger than most people expecting. This means that you shouldn't be placing your Killjoy turret like this, but better place it like this so it holds Garage and Heaven. Of course, alternatively, you could also place your sentry over here for the same effect, but now you know your options so you can be more unpredictable for the enemies. And while we're talking about Killjoy, did you know that the Killjoy Nanoswarm hiding spots are back? Back in the day, there were a lot of gaps where you could could throw your nanoswarms in between, but Riot Games fixed those. Until now, I don't know how they got there, but people found new gaps, here on Icebox for example. If you throw your nanoswarm between these containers and plant a spike on the vault, then the enemies won't be able to destroy your nanoswarm. A very nice one for the post plant. And here another one, on Haven. If you plant a spike on the vault, stand against this wall, aim at the bottom of that gap over there and throw your nanoswarm. As expected, it will land just above the spike so the enemies can't hide. And let's do one more on Ascent. There's an hiding spot in the lever room. Perfect if you want to hide your nanoswarms instead of just laying them in the open. Now, about all the tricks, I was honestly surprised that this trick still worked. Back in the day, you could aim between the square, use your dash and then fly very high. But as you see, you won't fly very high anymore. Well, apparently, if you jump first and slowly go down and then dash, you will fly extremely high still. Rito, I thought you fixed this.
Where? Close.
Reloading.
Here we go. Nice.
Got a second!
Now 2 very interesting wallbang spots you can use. The first one is on Icebox, stand on top of this platform, and when the bears are going down, shoot on the white wall over there. You will easily pick up enemies that are standing against the barrier in kitchen. The enemy Sage who is trying to place a wall for example. Well played 136. The second one is on split, stop peeking deep in garage over here. Instead, don't peek fully but wallbang through the corner of the wall over there. You can still easily get the enemies. Again, well played 136. Okay, trickies are fun, but you know what's more fun? Glitches. This one will probably get removed soon, but if you aim at the root of the tree and throw your KO flashbang, it will go behind the tree and flash in the corner. It's a pretty nasty trick. If you open the door, throw your flash behind the tree, and then you have a nice one-way flash to peek out the door. Just be careful with using this one, because I think it's bug abused and you might get banned. A Lotus trick that you can use, however, without risking a ban is this Omen trick. When the round is starting, use your Omen smoke in the sky in front of the wall over there. After that, you have the time to teleport on the wall and your smoke will block you. For the enemy's perspective, it looks like a random smoke, so they might not think much about it. But when the smoke is going down, it will create a nice head glitch spot to get the enemy standing over there. Try it out someday, I would say, just like Panda B. Well played. Now a situational but very interesting cypher setup you could use on Fracture. It might be a bit of a long shot, but sometimes the defender spawn is smoked and then you can plant a spike next to this box. If you manage to do that, congrats, it's an easy win for you now. Simply go to this corner, aim at the top of the pillar and do a jumping throw with your cage. Then go to the drop, wait till you hear the enemy defusing, activate your cage, stand over here and voila, a nice one way. Like I said, it's a bit situational, but now you know it's possible, so good luck making those kills. And while we're talking about cypher, here's an interesting post from Alter Fusion. He said that during the game, the enemy Yoru always used his clone first and it destroyed the tripwire. So now to solve this, instead of placing one tripwire, he placed 2 tripwires back to back. This is honestly a pretty cool trick. Enemies will probably not expect this. And because of this, Alter Fusion got a nice kill. Well played.
Cage trigger.
That's the clone on the first tripwire and now the second one. Easy peasy kills for you. Another way to get easy peasy kills is this simple Sage trick on Pearl. When the round is starting, use your wall like this on Art. Now you can simply watch the enemies if they are pushing door. The cool thing about this wall is that the enemies pushing door won't be able to see your wall. So it's a nasty surprise to them and easy kills for you. And this is the end of the video. Thank everybody for submitting their tricks. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.